Hi, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about the matrix that is all around us, and the false reality or the simulated reality we're living. And to begin, I just want to make reference to the movie The Matrix, starring Keanu Reeves as Neo. And I want to say, I personally have come to believe that that movie is actually a documentary and not just a fictional movie, because there's a lot of parallels with the lives that most of us are living here. So, for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen that movie, basically, the movie has to do with a dystopian future of humanity where human beings are used as battery sources for these machines who have created this simulated reality to be able to use us as their power source for whatever they're creating. I say this is the same as the current reality we're living because most of us live lives like that. We are in institutions and in jobs doing things that we don't love, and we are powering those institutions to be able to serve their purpose. And a lot of this is coming from the programs that we've received growing up as children, the programs that we receive coming into the system which organizes how life is supposed to be. So, I don't know about you, but for me, and I'm sure most other people, we grew up with a set of rules or a set of ways of understanding reality. You have to, of course, you're coming from a particular society, you go to school, there's different stages of school, and then from there, you get a job. And when you get a job, you start getting a family together, you own a home, a car, and you do this job till your retirement, about 60 thereabouts, and you start to enjoy your life towards the end of your retirement if you do make it, and you live till you die. And for most of those who grew up with, for example, Christian religious programs, you after you die, you either go to heaven or hell based off the life that you live, because you're going to be judged, your life will be judged, and you either go to hell where you burn for eternity, or you go to heaven. And of course, other people or other cultures have different different ways of understanding the afterlife, different perceptions of what happens when we die. But either way, what I just gave is sort of the general outline of what life is for, I would say, for most people. And for me, it's a shame to think that this is what life is. We just come, we live through these stages, and then we're gone. And I believe that that way of viewing life is a simulation, is a simulated reality that has been created by the system or the powers that be in order to give us a perspective and a perception of life, so we kowtow to those lines and then give our life energy towards the system and the way it chooses to create life. Just as in the Matrix movie, people in the simulated reality are working for the machines. So, in real life analogy, I'm calling the machines perhaps the system, where most people find themselves in jobs that they don't enjoy, but they have to go to work because if they don't, they're unable to pay for their food, their rent, their basic needs. They may not be able to take care of their families if they don't wake up and go to the jobs that they hate. Now, if you watch the Matrix movie, you realize Neo was living in a particular similar situation at a job that he didn't really like, he didn't really enjoy. He looked tired a lot of the time till he got the message. I think through he was a hacker, so I think he got a message on his computer from Morpheus, who was looking to lead Neo out of the Matrix so that he can know the true reality that lies behind the simulation. So, long story short, he meets Neo and then he gives him a pill, red pill or the blue pill, and the pill he takes is the one that ends up making him see that the reality he's living is an illusion. And by taking that pill, Morpheus and his crew in the real reality were able to go track Neo and plug him out of the structure the machines have built to siphon his energy, to siphon his um, power, his force, and use him as a battery. And once he got him out of it, they realized the actual reality that they were living in was not the actual reality Neo thought he was living in was not the real reality, and it was a simulation. In the same way, so using that analogy, what I want to say is perhaps a lot of times the movie people may see Neo as the one and the only one, and sort of like a savior figure who's come here to save the people. What I personally take from that movie is Neo is the one and just a representation of each and every one of us, because each and every one of us are our own versions of Neo. You are the one, I am the one, the next person you see on the street is the one, because there's only one of them. They're unique. And if you check out the name Neo, when you rearrange the letters, you can form one. This, for me, is just speaking to how each person who's alive, or each being, each animal, each flower, each leaf, every single thing that exists is unique in its own way and is playing its own unique role and is here for a unique purpose. And I believe our journey here in this world is to discover that purpose by living life and coming into alignment with that divine purpose, that passion, what it is we came here to do. Because I believe we come onto earth with, call it a mission, but call it what you may call it, but we come with an idea of what we are coming here to do. It could be so many different things. And personally, I think it all comes under the big umbrella of living our passions, living in joy, having an experience, and from that experience, learning something new from the interactions that you have with the reality all around. But whatever life you may live will be very unique from the life I may live. And the way to begin on that path is to unplug from the matrix, is to wake up and be aware and see the matrix for what it is. And when I say this, I'm not saying this to say that don't go to work, don't go to school, or anything of that sort. All those things come together to play a role in helping us understand the reality. But what's important is to be able to see the structures that are at play and to see for yourself and decide for yourself what is your role in it, what makes you unique, what makes you the one. Because once you begin to wake up to that and you begin to identify that and you live from that place, you unlock your superpower. And it's not about belief. It may start with belief, right? But it's about knowing who you are. That's why the phrase "know thyself" is so important. For example, when you go back to the movie Matrix, you realize that Morpheus believed that Neo was the one, and Morpheus sort of like bet all his cards on it that this guy is the one, right? A lot of people didn't even believe it, and even Neo himself didn't believe it. And Morpheus took him through training and different things like that. And it wasn't until Neo began to believe that he may possibly be the one that we began to see snippets of what he was capable of. We saw snippets of his power and whatnot. And then more people began to believe, and which helped his belief to be able to for him to step into that character of being the one. And we saw him sort of get a little better and better. However, it wasn't until he knew he was the one that we saw his true power. So you have to know you are the one. And how do you come to know that you are the one? You are able to know you are the one by living your life's experience through true authenticity. You have to be an authentic expression of who you are, irrespective of what other people around you think you are. You have to express yourself from within out. You must not try to hide who you are or anything of that sort, because you are unique and you came here with a particular set of skills, a particular superpower, particular gifts to give to the world. You're a unique pixel in the grand picture of life, and you can't try to be anything else. So you have to be who you are. And like I said, it begins with awareness that we are living in somewhat of a simulated reality, and begin that journey moving forward to ask yourself, who am I and how do I become the best expression of myself? So thinking about the simulation as a program, you have to understand that with the program, of course, there are programmers. There are those who are being programmed, who I'm saying is us, and those of us who live these type of realities. And then there's those who make sure those programs are always being adhered to and continue to run, who I believe in the movie are the agents. And just like in the movie, how the agents can just change, anybody around you can change and turn into an agent. It's the same way in this program, in this reality, where when you try to live your passion or try to step out of the matrix and live the life that you want, you have agents and the people who keep up the program, such as maybe your family members or your friends or different people in society who are in that program, trying to push fear into you and making sure you don't leave the simulation. Because when you leave the simulation, then it makes their reality not seem as real. And the more people that leave the simulation, the more the program breaks down. It needs people's acquiescence in order to continue running. Because if you realize that you're just being used as a battery to power this machine or this system that is not in your best interest, you're probably going to want to leave the program. So becoming Neo is about first becoming aware of the program, unplugging from that program, and then stepping into your passion so that you live out your life as Neo. You live out your life as the one and only one who can do what you are here to do, stepping into your power. And to step into your power is to be aligned with source energy, is to live your passion, is to do what you love, is to do what you came here to do. Because what you love and what you came here to do are aligned. That is why when you're doing it, you feel joy doing it. And that is why no one else in the world can do it the way you can. Maybe there's different people who can do similar, but no one is like you. There's no other living being on this earth, in this particular 3D reality, who is like you. That is why we all have unique thumbprints. We all have unique IDs. We're all living our unique realities. And once we're able to step out of the matrix, then the machine cannot use us to power itself, and the machines themselves break down. And this thing of the machine using you to power it is why you find most of us find ourselves in jobs where we're doing and we feel drained. The job that you may be doing may not make you feel energized, because you are giving your life source, your life energy, your battery, your energy to something else, and it's using it without giving you much back. Of course, when you work in a job or something, you get something back. You get a paycheck, right? At a particular rate, which rates your hours. It's rating your time, your experience that you have to live. It's put a price on it, and you're exchanging your energy back for that. For some people, that works for them. That's fine. But what I'm trying to say is, unless that particular job is also aligned with your passion, then you are in a different stream where you're just being used as a source energy for something else. And this is why you get drained. This is why you go to work and you come back home and it's like you're just exhausted. On the other side, if you leave the simulation and you step into your full self, your true self, and you live out your passion, you realize that whatever you put your energy to, the energy feeds back into you, because now you're steeped into the infinite source energy and you are giving your energy to that greater source, which is the source of all things. And so that energy comes back to you. And this is why when you find yourself doing something you're passionate about and living out your passion, sometimes you don't get tired. A lot of the time you don't get tired. You can work on it, and before you know, time has passed and it's late at night, and you kind of still even want to keep working on it. Sometimes you don't even sleep, and when you wake up, you're right back at it. A great example of this is kids. Kids live out their passion, and that most of them at that point in their lives, their passion is to play, is to be in joy. Basically, I feel like whatever unique thing you may do, how you know it's aligned with your passion and what you came here to do, is that it brings you joy. And you see kids, they play and play and play, and they have fun playing. And when they get tired, they sleep, and then they wake up and then they continue. This for me is what's underlying the essence of reality, and for me, the true reality that lives outside of the simulation. So, what I'm sharing is just to show you the analogy between that movie and how that movie is literally for me a metaphor to the lives that most of us are caught living that we do not enjoy, that we feel we have to do in order to stay alive. But most of the time, we are only doing it to survive. And my question to you is, did you come into this reality? Did you come into this 3D reality? Did you come onto Earth just to survive? Or you came here to live, to thrive? You came here to discover your superpower. You came here to express yourself as the one. You came here to express yourself as Neo, the one and only unique version that has been created by infinite intelligence, that has been created by source energy, so you can come and give your gifts to the world, so you can come and have a unique experience. And through your experience and your learning and your wisdom that you gain along your journey, you feed that back into infinite source energy so that it can continue to expand from this new perspective. We are all the one, the all that has manifested as unique ones, having unique, singular perspectives and experiences of reality from unique points of view. And this information is shared back into the field, into the Akashic records, into space memory for the all to be able to have access to it. And all this is happening right now. And how you live a life well lived, how you live life in joy, how you live fully is to plug out of the matrix and to ask yourself, who am I? What do I enjoy to do? And how can I live that life? Of course, in the beginning, it may be scary because your reality, the old reality, may be breaking down all around you. But the way to live this life of joy begins by unplugging from the matrix, and then you creating your own matrix around you where you create your own reality, where you are not reacting to reality, but you become a creator of your reality, like Neo, where you're able to bend space time, like how Neo was able to bend bullets, how Neo would get shot but wouldn't die, because in that moment of realization, when Neo steps into that character of Neo, he knows that he is the one, and so reality bends to his will. He knows that he is immortal, he can't die. That is why he's Neo, he's the one. And when you arrange those letters, you get Eon. He's eternal, just as you are. We are all eternal beings, spirit energy, source energy, souls that have condensed into this vibrational form to have this human experience. So I share all of this to give you my personal perspective on the revelations from this particular movie, and I'm just using the movie as a stepping stone to talk about something deeper, which is following your passion, coming out of the matrix, pulling the cords of the matrix out of you, and stop being a power source to something that doesn't feed back into you, and instead use your energy for yourself and use your energy for the one and the all, the source energy, and that will feed back into you because it has the same goals as you, unlike the system. And this is all I have to share for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it brought you some insights and it got you something to think about. If you have any thoughts or comments, please do share them, and let's continue on this journey. Thank you as always, and have a beautiful, wonderful day. Peace.